Hello, Play the Game, this is Rowan here, with a new series where I look at the things in Borderlands 2 that just make you wonder what in the world were Gearbox thinking when they put it in the game. And for the first episode I'm going to be looking at the top 5 what the fuck bosses. Number 5, the Handsome Dragon. I ranked the Handsome Dragon at number 5 because flying enemies in Borderlands are just terrible to begin with. Their flight patterns are completely erratic and they fly in the face of the laws of physics. So why they would make a flying boss is just beyond me. At least Piston's blimp was slow moving and predictable. The Handsome Dragon just goes wherever it feels like, meaning that if you're a melee character, you're fucked. If you're using weapons that don't have perfect projectile speed, you're fucked. And even if you have perfect gear for fighting it, it is completely irritating because the dragon just decides to fly miles up into the air and just leave the fight for ages. He can spawn minions for second wins if he feels like it, but he probably won't, so if he kills you once, that's it. And if you don't stay in the fighting arena, he can just despawn, so you have to fight him all over again. And the fighting arena itself is just a narrow bridge, which you can easily fall off as you stare up at him trying to comprehend his absolutely retarded AI. Number 4. Badassosaurus Rex. First of all, bullet reflection in a shooter is a completely stupid mechanic. Why should the player be punished for shooting in a game revolved around guns? Now, in some enemies this is understandable, bullloaders for example, because it punishes you for just blindly shooting at them rather than taking aim. But Badassosaurus, he's just a giant pile of bullet reflecting fuck you to the player, and unlike his brother in Spirit Jackenstein, there's no cover in the area at all. So you just have to cower behind the entrance taking pot shots at him. And that's not a boss fight. That's not fun. That's stupid. Package that in with the mountain of health, nukes, rockets, goddamn flame spins, unavoidable novas. Badassosaurus is just a collection of every BS move in the game. Number 3. Veracitus. The Big Daddy. The definition of overpowered. The king of the rage cage. The absolute cunt of Borderlands. I actually need to explain why Vorak is such a stupid boss. There are many reasons, but the main one is just the plague that affects almost every Borderlands raid boss. Fucking unavoidable Nova Blasts. They don't reward skill, you just have to sit there and take them. They're so powerful they completely undermine a character's tanking ability. If you're not above health gate, they will always kill you. And to bypass this one mechanic that is actually meant to help the player, Vorak just lets off 2 of them, forcing players to lean on the already overused crutch that is Moxie weapons. Veracitus' only redeeming factor, his only one, is that he is technically a raid boss. He is meant to be brutal to some degree, and he does reward the most powerful shotgun in the game when you kill him. Or you might just get a Hawkeye. Number 2. Dexidius. Dexy. Where do I start when everything about him is just a lesson in tedium? Well, first of all you must walk to the 4 corners of Hunter's Grotto, cough up about 10 times as much iridium as any other raid boss to fight him, then go through the waves of savages and witch doctors and the badass versions of each, and then you actually have to fight him, a titanic pile of health that doesn't take any damage on 99% of his body. His design is lazy, he's just a big drifter. His attacks are lazy, they're just the same shit the normal drifters do. But there is nothing to this boss fight. Nothing. For fuck's sake, he was unkillable for ages on OP8 because he wouldn't spawn enough zits so the player could kill him, and no one complained. A raid boss was literally invincible. And no one cared because there's literally no reason to kill him. His loot explosion's more pathetic than the one at the end of Torok's Campaign of Carnage, and his only unique drop is the chopper, a useless trinket. And that is why Dexidius has the number 2 spot, because he is just a lesson in tedium with next to no reward. But coming in at the number 1 spot,
execution.exe
is Hurley. Yes, Hurley. Because while the other bosses might be more rage-inducing, they might use keeper mechanics, and they are just unbearable in general, but that is not the point of this series, because all the other bosses have a point to them. No matter how small or how useless in general gameplay they may be, they have a reason for their existence. Hurley, it's just... why? Why is he there? It appears that Gearbox thinks that he's something. He has an introductory cutscene, he's large, he has a unique name, he's the last major enemy of Washburn Refinery, but he's just... there is nothing to him. There is nothing. He's just a big loader. His signature attack, his catapult, does 8 damage. Not 8 million, 8. And how could Gearbox actually sanction that? How could they have designed him and go, okay, so in this boss we're just going to make a loader really big and give him a catapult. What, like the ones in the Bandit Technicals? Yeah, like those ones. So should we just give it the same damage as the Bandit Technicals? No, that would be too easy. Let's just give him a unique damage modifier. Okay, what damage should we give it? 8? 8 damage. Yes. So 8 damage on level 1 and scale it from there. No, 8 all the way from level 1 to level 80. Are you sure? Because even on level 1, 8 is a meaningless damage. And normally there's billions of health being dealt out on level 80. I see your point, but we want to make this game balanced. We don't want to make him too tough. And I can only imagine that was the conversation they went through, because you have to fight 2 super badass loaders simultaneously just to spawn him. I trust the Gearbox knows that those are relatively difficult enemies. So why are they the lead up to Hurley? What is Hurley in their minds? I am genuinely curious because I just can't see it. And that is why Hurley gets my spot for the number 1 what the fuck were they thinking boss in Borderlands 2. So this has been Rowan. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, feel free to leave a like. Leave your thoughts on your own top 5 what the fuck bosses in Borderlands 2, and your own ideas for what other topics I could do a top 5 what the fuck were they thinking in Borderlands 2 for the future. And to make sure you catch them, subscribe to PlayTheGAMEcentral for more. Thank you very much for watching, and goodbye.